My guess is most of you that watch this channel know who Christian Henson is. He mentioned that he was going to be in NAMM in June, and he said, convince David Hilowitz to fly out and we'll all hang out. And this is Dave right here. In a minute, I'll offer a few thoughts on NAMM and show you around, but the highlight was being at the Spitfire booth and meeting Christian. I'd planned that I would walk up on him with my camera, and he had his camera, so we had our moment.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Very good indeed.
Dave, do you have one word to describe NAMM?
Cacophony.
So I am Ringmaster Jeffrey. We are here at NAMM showcasing that you can have music without games, but you cannot have games without music. Our very cool robots. We have 3 different kinds of robots here today.
It is an absolute mess, and it's amazing. It's loud. And I don't quite understand it even after going to it. It's very clear that our little niche of sampling is very much a niche in the world of music. There was classical, rap, concert band, synthesizers. You could buy ukuleles, or a lot of ukuleles.
A lot, yeah. I think every person who goes to NAMM probably says to themselves, I wonder who this event is actually for. Because there's so many different little siloed things.
You want it to be something that it soon becomes very evident it cannot be. You want there to be a lot of really meaningful discussions, and you want to learn a lot while you're there, and then it's just...
And the Spitfire booth is amazing, and it's kind of back in a corner, but it's that's the sampling company. I think there was one other. So it's okay, what we do is a very, very small niche. They were giving out great shirts, which I got one, by the way. Did you get a shirt?
I got a shirt and a tote, which is a personal, oh my God, what is that? It's a hummingbird.
Oh.
You can tell that I'm not from California.
I went with the black lab shirt. I wasn't quite ready for the they had a mustard yellow shirt that looks remarkably similar to this pillow.
Spot that a mile away. Matches your hat.
It was neat to see Oliver Patrice Vader. Is that how we say that? With a V? Or it's
That's
W.
how I would say it.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is cool, man.
Yeah, it's not very good. It's an imitation of something much better.
Watched all his videos, and in fact, when I was scripting out my little monologue, I guess this is a monologue, I was listening to his album OPW, which is fantastic. So I'm sure you've listened to it, but if you haven't, go check it out. It was great to meet Dan Keene. We started making YouTube videos about the same time, a little over 2 years ago. And I will admit, there were times when I would think, do I really want to make another video? And Dan would post one, and I would think, Dan put out a video, so I've got to put out a video. It was cool to see David Kudell.
Hey everyone, welcome to NAMM 2022.
One word to describe NAMM.
Music-y. I made up a new word.
As we all know, David won the Westworld competition, a very worthy winner of that competition. I'm kind of jealous because he's been doing some really cool stuff since then. Got to meet Cameron, who is better known as Venus Theory, who is the most recent contributor to Piano Book Samplist of the Month, I think, currently. His stuff is great. His voice does sound like that in real life. It's not an act. It's not 60 hertz boosted, 20 dB.
Howdy doody, buckaroonies. It's your boy, Mustache Squarepants here, back with another episode of Bro, You Look Really Tired.
He posted a tweet, and he tweeted a tweet. He tweeted
A photo.
I need you here for all of my videos.
Yeah, I'm just gonna copy edit you as you're speaking.
He tweeted a photo of us asking all of you to give us a name. And the best one so far, I should credit whoever this is, but Sample Minds, which is a good one, and Hunter's idea of Knights of the Round Robin is absolutely my favorite because
That's so clever.
it's super techy, but still impossible to explain to anybody else.
Yeah, it's very niche.
Oh, what? Okay. Yeah. Which is that's what we are?
Yeah.
If you have other thoughts for our name, please leave that in the comments below. Last but not least, Hunter Rogerson. It's not Rogerson, it's Rogerson. I learned that this week.
Howdy, I'm Hunter. I am a delinquent and nothing else.
I've been working with Hunter for weeks now. He's made this beautiful GUI for my next instrument that I hope to release in July, so stay tuned for that. I still need to see a little more from Hunter, but I think he might be the most talented person that I've ever met. He writes beautiful music. His knowledge of the tech side of things, editing, Blender, GUI, I think you're going to hear a lot from Hunter in the future. But go check out his instruments. The Wild Mother Dulcimer is already up on Piano Book, and it's beautiful looking and beautiful sounding. So Hunter had this crazy idea, and I think it's still... I'm going to say it's crazy until I actually hear it.
The goal is to weaponize this as a means of creating a sample library out of all of this noise.
But he wanted to make an instrument called NAMMbience. Did he tell you this? Mm-hmm. Where he is walking around NAMM. I don't know if my microphone is going to be able to express. When you watch the footage of NAMM, if I put it out here, I want you to turn it up as loud as you possibly can to experience what we experienced for a couple days.
How's the sampling? That's good. He's getting his work cut out for him.
But he was going from booth to booth, asking people to play certain notes or drummers to hit certain cymbals, and
Piano book. This is it's a huge collection or library of like virtual instruments that people make for free. So I'm going around NAMM today, and I'm gonna put together all the sounds that I hear everywhere. I'm gonna call it something stupid like NAMMbience. It's free to download, and if you're cool with it, you'll be officially in that as like our ride symbol. Would you be willing to just play like one note for me? And I have made my work about as hard as it possibly can be. It's a nightmare of loud noise, so isolating any sounds is going to be... I'm going to have some creative solutions for this one. So.
I think nightmare is a kind way of putting it.
Yeah, it is.
It's rough. The composition I have to execute to get us both in frame.
Which is
it's lunchtime. I've got my Mountain Dew. Looking at footage. Hunter's listening to his audio. What happened, Hunter?
I had a hard enough time telling you. I don't want to have this documented forever, but I have been recording over the same track the entire time, and I have one audio track to my name.
All that for one track. So I told him he can't ruin his video and my video, so he's got to go back in there and redo all of this from the start. You ready?
I'm ready. This was all just a test run. Now I'm dialed in.
Hey, I just got told by a guy that he wanted to see my footage. So that makes me like an edgy filmmaker. And I'm not one of those, but it's so fun. So I'm going to put that footage up anyways.
You're dangerous.
I am dangerous.
So you're saying you got something.
So I'm putting my foot down, and I am standing to be made a fool. It's going to be a mess, but I think it's going to be a charming mess.
He is convinced that he's got something good. So you probably won't hear it by the time this video comes out. It'll be later, but I'm sure he'll figure it out. And if he can figure this out, then he is a genius. My take on NAMM is that I would look at gear and think, I can't wait to get home and watch other people or YouTubers that I trust review this with my headphones on in my quiet studio. Much easier. There's really just no way to test out. Did you feel the same way?
Yeah. I was hoping that I was going to go in and like, I don't know, shoot the perfect video about some new synth that was coming out, and there's no way.
Yeah.
The best thing was just to make contacts with people, meet the people that you'd already had contact with.
Are we getting you?
People.
Make sure we're getting you back there.
Yeah.
Who did you meet? YouTubers,
yeah. Ricky Tinez.
Ricky Tinez taught me how to use my peak. Thank you, Ricky. Let's get me in focus. You taught me how to use my peak. Very appreciative of you. Very kind.
Yeah,
very nice
very
guy.
kind, very sweet. Also met Ben Jordan and watched him play a set at the Polyend booth. That was kind of cool.
Ben Jordan. The only thing we have in common is that we both reviewed the Casio CTS 1000. I tried not to watch his too much before I made mine. His is excellent, but I also, did a skit.
Yeah.
So I have that going for me.
Yeah. I was particularly taken with there was a kind of an area where like small, like little boutique modular synth manufacturers were set up, and it was almost like being at a science fair or something.
Yeah.
And I thought that was amazing. I saw somebody who had made a circular sequencer that was like very much like the bicycle wheel experiment that I did, And that was, it's like seeing a kindred spirit. It was really wonderful.
Me in focus again? I'm tapping on my face. You probably can't tell. Look, there's Dave. There's me. So these big companies spend gobs and gobs of money on these booths, but it was neat to see these synth modular guys it's like they rented 3 feet of a table. Some looked like very early prototype-ish, some more developed than others, but I really relate to those people,
Oh, definitely, yeah. And I mean, it was just, like, that was the most fascinating part of the whole thing for me, because you can see people who, this is just an idea at this point, but it's such a cool idea.
Absolutely.
And, it's not something that a big company would ever necessarily throw money behind, because it's too esoteric, but it's so cool to see.
Very cool. My favorite things, there was this travel percussion kit. It's a big box that became a kick drum. And it had these mounting plates for a snare drum and a tambourine and a cymbal. And it sounded pretty good. You played with hot rods, but then you would like turn it over and it would go into the box. And then you'd carry the box where you wanted to go. And then, surprisingly, the thing that caught my attention was this little USB microphone that has a vintage look to it. It's a microphone and recorder. And I put the headphones on, I tried it out, and in a loud hall, it sounded pretty good. I might have to follow up on that and get some more information for you all. What do we got, Dave?
This is an instrument that I just made based on these waves. Santa Monica. Yeah. And that sound, that bell, is a guy walked by selling churros, and he said, churros, churros, and he's ringing the bell. I recorded for about 5 minutes, and at minute like 4 and 30 seconds, this guy came by and started ringing the bell, and it couldn't have been better timed.
Is there a delay on there, or is that just the sound of it?
That's the sound of it. No delay at all. He had, I think it was like 3 bells. They were all pitched the same. And it's, right now, this is what we're hearing. It's like, 12-second loop, maybe 14 seconds. Pretty long loop. And I pitched it down by 2 octaves, as per Christian Henson's best advice for any sample. So.
I'll cut to Christian giving us his talk.
Something I'm going to put on a thing called Piano Book, which, if you haven't experienced that, pianobook.co.uk, it's a community of like-minded samplers who share stuff for free. So you'll be able to...
It was nice to hear a talk to people that perhaps had not heard him. It's like, that's our guy talking the stuff that we know to these people.
Yeah, it was. It was wonderful.
We'll have to judge, is Hunter's NAMMbience the better plug-in, or your waves? That will be
Santa Monica Waves, that's what it's going to be called.
Yeah. Worth it, the trip?
Definitely, yeah.
We both have a wife and kids at home. It's hard to make trips like this. On display, you see like tech at its best and its worst, and it's loud and it's crazy, and there's like this...
It's like a sideshow. There's a sort of a carnival aspect
absolutely.
To it. It's really like overwhelming.
And it's all about the newest thing and the best, and so you see it from this perspective and it looks kind of icky and weird, but then on the flip side of that, you turn the corner and all these people that I've been connecting with online and through videos, Dan, yourself, Hunter, such a reminder of how important it is, to try and make these events happen. It's hard.
Yeah.
The pandemic, it's a challenge, it's still going on, and getting in the room with people and actually sharing stories. Look, we're nerdy, creative people.
Yeah.
That's who we are. And when we try to have these conversations with our friends who are not nerdy creatives, it doesn't go well. I might put up a talk that we had just about the difficulties of sampling. Unfortunately, Hunter is out of focus for most of it, but it is what it is. You might enjoy that for those of you that really care to hear us talk about that.
Oh, I mean, meeting people was everything for me. I could have just skipped the actual convention center completely.
Absolutely.
As long as I got to meet everybody.
There's another video coming on Christian's channel, hopefully soon, or maybe it's already happened, I don't know. We'll see when I get this out. And it's us eating, talking.
On camera.
On camera.
Yeah.
Terrified to view this, but hopefully I didn't say too many stupid things. I mean, what an honor it was. It was really cool to sit there with you guys and talk about.
But surreal, I don't remember what I said.
Yeah,
so.
I don't either. It's only possible because of all of you out there who support what we do. Sometimes we talk about the negative comments, but only in context of how many unbelievable positive comments.
Extremely supportive.
And how some of you write things that make me go like, are you kidding? you got that from what I did. That's 2 more videos I'm gonna make now. I have enough fuel from those nice words to do that. Leave us about 50 nice comments so that we'll continue going. I love doing this, man. I'm gonna keep at it, and hopefully we can reconnect again
Definitely.
in person,
Yeah.
and we're gonna keep making videos for you all. That's the plan.
Absolutely.
All right. Y'all take care.